Good morning, Rumble Studios. Good morning, Rumble Studios. Good morning, Rumble Studios, broadcasting into Rumble itself, Locals, YouTube, Twitch, and X Live. Good morning, Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich here on this 12.20.2024. Current time is 06:09 a.m. Eastern Time here in upstate New York. That'd be the southern tier of upstate New York where I live and reside on this Friday. Thank God it's Friday. We made it. Let the weekend begin. Well, you working stiffs out there, you have to be go to work first. Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich here with the morning coffee, and it's tasted mighty fine here on this December 8th. I got to change that. I put December 18th. I forgot to change the date here. Let me see. Let me double back here. Good morning, Tina. Tina, our Jersey girl. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, I can edit that. Okay, let's go ahead and change that. Edit. 20th. Update. And let's see. I got to do this over on Twitch. Yeah, no, December 20th. I'm just seeing that, Tina. I changed the date, but the name of the date, but I didn't change the actual date here. Let me clean up on aisle 20. Let's go ahead and change that. And we'll do it one more time over on the, let me refresh that. It should change on the, let's, I'll change that on the things here later. I can do that. Let's see. Let's change it on the over here on Rumble. So there's actually 3 places. The places I posted it on, there's 5 other places. I can change that after the broadcast and stuff. But the title, as far as actually getting out of the gate, I need to change it to the 20th. So it's changed on X because we're on X Live right now, where I think we have a couple people on X Live from what I saw. Let me go back here. We're on X Live. Oh, we got 3 people. Thank you very much. Good morning to the 3 people on X Live. Thank you very much for being here. Greatly appreciated. And we're showing 1 person on Rumble, 1 person on Locals. Nobody's on YouTube as of yet. Let me check YouTube here. We are live. Oh, there we go. And we got 1 person on YouTube there as far as that goes. And so we're getting our day. So that's corrected. So we got that taken care of. That's a minor burp. We've had a couple of them, especially Wednesday. The morning, was it the morning broadcast? No, the morning broadcast was great. We had a great broadcast on Wednesday. Morning coffee there. Do have the morning coffee for this start of a hashtag positive start to the day, hashtag PSTTD. And what is it? Wednesday, the second hour, we talked about the drones over New Jersey, which is getting a little bit more intense down there. I think there's a lot more going on down there but I gave my 2 reasons why I thought the drones are flying. There's drones that have been flying and just been on more influx, and there's a possibility from the article and documentation I presented that they're looking for some radioactive element, not a radioactive or a nuke or anything like that. Though I did see a couple of YouTubes. There is still 1 missing from when they accounted for all of them when the Soviet Union imploded and Ukraine they were taking care of their nukes. There was a few missing. They accounted for all but 1, so 1's still floating around out there and stuff like that. So, but I've been watching that along with I guess the latest news on the TikTok. The TikTok is going to get a second crack at presenting their case to the Supreme Court January 10th. Because on January 19th, if they don't comply with the current law that's been passed by Congress, but I guess they're taking it to the Supreme Court saying that it's unconstitutional because of freedom of speech. I think it's weak myself, freedom of speech. It's you could say it's freedom of speech, but if there's other implications on a higher note than freedom of speech, and that would be security to the country, that sort of trumps that. But our current president-elect, he may extend it for another 30 days until they get an American conglomerate or entity that can buy TikTok. If the Chinese government, who actually own it indirectly, as far as that goes, are connected with it. And it just comes down to fair play. If we couldn't start something like TikTok over in China and stuff like that. They wouldn't allow it. Actually, I don't know. Just we'll see what happens as far as that goes. But we are getting our day started. We had a good day yesterday. This week has been sort of. Well, Wednesday, I did have a good broadcast on Wednesday morning, but then Wednesday evening, it sort of crapped out a little bit as far as starting the Let's Talk Football. Had a little shaky-jakey with my notes there. I thought they were updated. I updated them like 2 hours before the broadcast, and then when the broadcast started, I'm looking, it's like, where's all this information? So we winged it. I want to say thank you to Tony D and Michael Bathurst for coming up on that broadcast. And Tina, you were there. Thank you for being there in the chat. But that sort of threw me off a little bit, but it was good to have my two guests there. And we have a broadcast, or Tony D has a broadcast on Sundays called Belt Kings Fantasy Football that both me and Michael Bathurst are on, and we love being on that broadcast. It's its third season, and we talk about football. And that next morning, yesterday morning, I did the audio podcast on Spotify for podcasts. It took me like 5 times to get started, to get set up. The sound wasn't working or something like that. So it's been a little off there. And I'm not sure if we had issues Monday, but then we had this title correction for the date. That's nothing major. That's minor shit. So it's no big deal. So our life is good. We got the coffee. We're proceeding on and getting our day started as far as that goes. And let's see. Currently here in the southern tier of upstate New York, we have a temperature of 30 degrees Fahrenheit, which is cold. That's -1 degree on the Celsius, which it's going to get colder going into the weekend. They said snow. I don't know. It's you can see it's still dark out. I opened up the shades. It's not really that cold here in the house, so the wind's not blowing, I guess. As far as that goes, let's see the weather for today here in the southern tier of upstate New York. Snow this morning with transition to snow showers in the afternoon, high of 33. So we're going to get 3 degrees higher than where we're at now. Wind is light and variable. And I think that's the difference. When the wind is blowing, it feels a lot colder. Chance of snow is 70%. Oh, wow. Okay. What are we looking for accumulations? Oh, wow. We're going to have snow this afternoon. It might be that snow that was out there in Minneapolis yesterday that dumped about, I guess they dumped over a foot out there or something like that, 10 inches. They're in a snow deficit this year, or actually this winter, this year and the last couple of years. But it looks like we got snow on the board with 0.10 inches. So it's going to be moderate all day long. So we got that snow coming in. So there must be a system. We'll have to check the weather map here in a bit. Chance of snow 70%. About 1 inch of snow is expected today. Okay. Sun will be rising this morning at 07:31, which is in about an hour and 9 minutes. I can do the math there. I did the math. I used my fingers. This is 8 minutes plus the hour and 1 minute. Do math with my fingers. When I start doing them with my toes, then I'm in trouble and stuff like that. Get a calculator. Let's see. So that's our weather here. Our world times and temperatures as I speak, starting in Honolulu, Hawaii at 1:19 a.m. 73 degrees Fahrenheit, cloudy skies with a little clearing. We have in Phoenix, Arizona at 4:19 a.m. currently, clear skies, 52 degrees Fahrenheit. In Chicago, the city of the Windy City, at 5:19 a.m. It is 34 degrees, snowing. So at 34 degrees, when it hits the ground, it's melting there. But they do have snow indicating. In New York City, the jungle, as I call it, cloudy skies at 6:19 a.m. here in the southern tier of upstate New York also, but in New York City, cloudy skies with a temperature of 37 degrees Fahrenheit. They're a little bit warmer than we are. Across the Atlantic Ocean, the pond, as we call it, Cork, Ireland, cloudy skies, 48 degrees Fahrenheit. In Milan, Italia at 12:20 p.m., sunny and clear, and lunchtime, mangia in Milan, Italia, 55 degrees Fahrenheit. In swinging over to Kuala Lumpur at 7:20 p.m. in their early evening, clear skies, 84 degrees Fahrenheit. In Tokyo, Japan, with cloudy skies at 8:20 a.m. or 8:20 p.m. Did I say 7:20 p.m.? Yeah, 7:20 p.m. in Kuala Lumpur. They're in their evening time. Japan, it's 8:20 p.m. in their evening. Cloudy skies, 46 degrees. Yeah, 46 degrees. Use your bifocals, Rich. Down in Australia, the great continent and country of Australia, great friends and allies to the United States, in Melbourne at 10:20 p.m. in their evening, clear skies, 66 degrees Fahrenheit, and in Sydney, Australia, to the east of Melbourne at 10:20 p.m. Also, clear skies, 70 degrees Fahrenheit, and those are our world times and temperatures as I speak. And our thought for today comes from Mr. Teddy Roosevelt. Oh, let's back up here. In New Jersey, our Jersey girl, Tina, she says 38 degrees. Wow, you're 8 degrees higher than we are, Tina. You're warmer down there. 38 degrees Fahrenheit with a high of 42. Wow, you're really nice out there. I guess the storm is just, well, let's look at the weather map. Let me look at the weather map. Let's check this weather map out. It's supposed to get snow all day. Let's see where all that weather's coming in from. Oh yeah. We're I'm seeing it right now, right out of the gate. Right out of the gate. Let's see. Let's go ahead and close down the text and present the weather map here. And here we are. Here's the weather in the Northeast. That's what we're looking at right there. So we're right here. That's Tioga County. The snow is just coming in right now. So we're going to be, let's see, where is this going at? Let's see what the direction is. Yep, it's swinging around. So it's almost like a northeastern coming in. So it's sliding up. So that's why you're going to miss it. By the time this swings around, it's going to miss New Jersey. So there's Tioga County. It's just coming into Tioga County. Let's see if we get a Doppler. Let's see. Let's check the Doppler here. Current Doppler is like right here. You can see it's just starting to move into Tioga County. Here's Tioga County right there. And just starting to swing in right there. I'm right here, right in the middle, right by Owego, New York. And this is Broome County. Binghamton's right there. This is coming out of Binghamton Airport here. That's Binghamton Airport right there. But our current weather, you can see right there, it's coming in. So, let me see. Let's check this weather map. Let's see if this is updated. Our local weather. Let's see. Nope, it's not. It's still clear, but we just got it coming into the west. So we'll check this later as far as that goes on the local weather. So there we have it as far as the Current weather. Our thought for today comes from the 26th President of the United States, Teddy Roosevelt, Theodore Roosevelt Jr. Good evening. Hey, Mas, how you doing? What's it going? What's doing? What's going? What's doing? Mas, let me, or how do I want to say this? Let's see. Mas, where are you in the local area? I can't remember. I had it written down here. I don't know where it went. But you've been here before, Mas. Yeah, good evening, sir. Over on the Twitch. Glad to have you. Mas Mass 989. Massamu. Teddy Roosevelt Jr., also known as Teddy or TR, was the 26th president of these United States. Oh, that's right. You're in Vegas. Air Force in Vegas. Okay. God, I can write that down again. Mas. I think I have you on the card. I don't use the cards. And Tina saying good morning to Masa. Good morning, Masa. I'm the dirty Air Force boy. I like that. Dirty Air Force boy. Las Vegas. It's probably warm out there in Las Vegas this morning. Early morning for you, Masa. Let's see. Teddy Roosevelt was a U.S. president from 1901 to 1909. He previously was involved in New York politics. He was actually a New York governor, and he was the state's 33rd governor for 2 years before becoming the president. Who was the president there? I forgot. President was assassinated. He was out in Buffalo and he was assassinated, or took a bullet, something like that, and died later. And then Teddy Roosevelt, he was the vice president, then became president, and then ran again. His quote in our thought for the day goes as follows. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. Simple, plain and simple. Believe you're there, and you're halfway there. Tony D, salute to you, my friend, my brother veteran, my good friend. Wow, she said good morning, Tony. She beat me before I could say it. There we go. And Tony coming in over on the Rumble side there. Good morning, Tony. Everybody's saying good morning to everybody. And let's see, down weather-wise, where Tony's at, it's he's saying good hello to Tina. Weather-wise, it is 40 degrees Fahrenheit down in Warner Robins, Georgia, 60 degrees Fahrenheit, and 38 for the low. So that's good. So Tony said hi to Tina. Tony's laughing his ass off there with a smiley face. Masa says, that's my line when I try to hot dog when it's too big. Oh, okay. There you go, Masa. That's a good, I like that. Good. Tina saying good morning to Tony, and Masa saying hi, Tony. He's new. Yeah, Masa is from Las Vegas. He's Air Force, Tony. Tony is Air Force also. He works down there in Warner Robins, Georgia. He works on the F-15s, which was in the news here lately. The F-15s down in Seymour Johnson, I guess they got an extended life there as far as to still be operational down there. That was in the news. I posted that over there on my Twitter page. And we have first-time chatter that, let's see, we have to clean up that as far as that goes. Let's see, that's 1 click, 2 clicks, 3 clicks, 4 clicks, and you're gone. Let's see, 5 clicks. 5 clicks, and I don't need no best views. Masa said, what's good? Following you now. He's following, Tony's following you, Masa, on Twitch. And Tony says, thank you, brother. That's what it's all about in the Air Force. What'd you do in the Air Force, Masa? What was your specialty? I was a firefighter. Tony's a jet Mac. He turns a wrench still on the F-15s down there in Warner Robins at Depot. And said, oh, that's right. You're the EOD guy. I mentioned this before. Yep. Okay. I remember you now. You're EOD. Yeah. My I have high regards for EOD because the fire department, we call you in. There's the bomb. Go take care of it. We don't want anything to do with it. And Tony's at depot on F-15s and stuff like that. So we got Air Force representing very well, which is good. Go Air Force. All we need is smoke and schizo, and we got CE in the house too. Let's see. Our thought for the day, getting back to that, Teddy Roosevelt, believe you can, and you're halfway there. And what's the takeaway? What's that mean? Well, believe you can, and you're halfway there emphasizes the importance of self-belief. You got to believe in yourself, okay, to achieve success. I believe in myself of doing this broadcast Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I think I can do it. I know I can do it. I do it. I'm successful in doing this, okay? So, my bar is low, okay? Because, so, what are you laughing at that?
Yeah.
Oh, the missus is laughing at that. My success is low, but it's important to believe in yourself and stay positive as far as doing that. So that's a very good quote, a great quote from our 26th president here in the United States. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. Just continue on as far as that goes. Approach challenges with confidence, as the saying goes. So believe it, receive it. Yes, Tina, that's good. Believe it and receive it. That's a tale. That's exactly what Teddy Roosevelt wanted us to do. Okay, so there we have it. Our thought for the day. Our national day, we have actually a good selection today. Thank you, 7 people on X Live. We have 3 people on Rumble, 1 person on Locals. We have one person over on YouTube. 6. We have 6 people here on Twitch. Thank you very much. You guys rock. Got a total of 10 people. And the 7 on I just saw that on my X feed because the X numbers don't come in. Even though there's a location up there, it still says 0. But we have 7 people over. We have totally 17 people looking this morning. So thank you very much. We're always busy on a Friday. Not last Friday. Last Friday was sort of, but it's good. I always wanted to say if I have 1 or 2 people in here, maybe 2 or 3, I'm success. I'm more than halfway there. So let's see our national day today. We have Go Caroling Day. Well, we're getting ready for Christmas. I've got my Christmas shopping all done. I went Wednesday to 3 stores. I'm done. I just got to wrap the presents. I got to make sure that. One of the things, just as a side note, before we get to the national day, when I went shopping Wednesday, I was in the store. I got the credit card. That's the only time I really use the credit card is during Christmas time. And I didn't spend that much. I spent under $100, I guess, to finish off my because probably 85 to 90% of the stuff that the missus and me get for Christmas and stuff, it's Amazon, Walmart online, and various other outlets there. As far as we do it through the mail, I guess, having it delivered. But I went to some brick and mortar stores. I'm not going to say where, but I have my credit card, and the first one I'm in, I'm getting ready to say, "Oh no, you can just tap that, sir," because she saw the little icon. So I went to tap. I said, "Okay, I tap it. Let me tap it." I was like really scared, and I tapped it. I have never done that before. I've seen it done. You do it with the cell phone and stuff like that, but to actually do it, I'm sitting there in utter amazement. The person that was behind me in line was laughing her ass off. She says, "You've never done that before?" I said, "No, I've seen it done, but this is the very first time." Next door I went to, I go, "Can I tap?" And she said, "Oh, yes, you can tap, sir." And I said, "This is the second time I've done it." And I was just having fun with it. Third store, "Oh, no, we don't have the tap. You got to insert a chip first, please." And I was like, "Oh, okay." It's back to normal. Hey, Rogue Fire, good morning. How you doing? Just catching up on the chat here. Good morning. Rogue Fire coming in. He's our Australian from down under. Glad to have you here, mate. Glad to have you here. Very good, sir. And let's see. Masa says, Christmas was rough. I spent like $2K. I hate my family. It's 2K. Holy crap. That's like 10 Christmases for me right there, my friend. Holy jeez. Hey, Double J's. You can lock the tap. Oh, you can lock the tap on the credit card? I just found it amazing to do that. So it was pretty neat as far as that goes. Um, hey, Mazza, mate. Howdy, mate. Big Juice. Hey, there's Big Juice. Steve coming in from. When did you come in here, Double J's? Did you say good morning? You just said you can lock that. So you're sitting in the background. Okay. All right. No problem with that, Double J's. Glad to have you. Double J's is here. And Big Juice from Ohio, the Buckeye State. Good morning, Steve. Let's see. Our national days. I just found that fascinating. It just take the credit card and doop, and I'm just sitting there saying, wow. Masa says, I have $100 for each per patent in my. Okay, gotcha, Miss Masa. You got that limit. And Tina saying good morning to Steve and Double J's. So we got Gold Clank caroling. That's a good one. National Ugly Christmas Sweater Day. I never got into that. Never got into wearing. I've seen some ugly Christmas sweaters. Now it's a big thing. You go into the store, there they are. You can buy them now. You don't have to make them. And Tina saying good morning to Rogue Fire. Let's see. We have Mud Day, MUDD Day. I don't know about that. National Underdog Day. Okay, I'm going to go with this one because I should have bought some of this in one of the stores. So it's going to give away one of the stores I went to. National Sangria Day. We're going to go with. I haven't had sangria. Me and the missus used to drink that like it was not really that heavily, but we enjoyed the sangria. I think it was when we were stationed in Italy. We got this sangria at the package store. So that tells you I was at one of those stores there, of the 3 stores. That was one of the stores I could tap. It's like I tapped. I was just sitting there, and at that store, the guy behind me, he's just laughing. He says, "Really, guy?" I was like, "Yeah, this is, it doesn't take much to impress me, I guess." Let's see. National Sangria Day. Across the nation each year, December 20th, is National Sangria Day, recognizing a wine and fresh fruit combination that brings a fresh celebration to the table. Hashtag National Sangria Day. And Masa says, my sister made me buy the ugly sweater. I guess I'll do it. Oh, well, if you're made to do it, Masa, you got to do it. It's Christmas. Family, you got to please family and stuff like that. And Rogue saying hi to Tina. Double J saying hi to Tina. And Big Juice says to Tina, good morning, Tina. How's that Christmas tree holding up? And Tina's laughing her ass off. Laughing out loud. Sangria is a beverage made with wine and sweetened with fresh fruit and fruit juices. Other ingredients can include herbs, spices, carbonation, and liqueur. The combinations are endless, giving sangria a place in the cocktail rotation year-round, refreshing and delight. I'm going to have to get some of that next year for Christmas. I miss having some sangria. The fridge is full of beer. Okay. I had fun Wednesday. I only went out for about an hour and a half for shopping. 3 stores. Boom, boom, boom. I knew exactly what I wanted to get, and I was in there. In my happy days, I drank. Oh, did you, Tina? Yeah. I drink a little bit now. I mean, I used to drink a lot before I got married. Oh my God. That was a thing to do back in the day. as a young military Air Force person. Big Juice says, might as well put your little train set track under the tree too. We don't have one anymore. We used to have one. Remember when Christmas got one of the kids the train track and stuff like that? And after that, each Christmas we put it up the night before. For a couple Christmases. After a while, especially when you start getting pets, the pets just don't like that thing. They swat at it. So today is National Sangria Day. So if you happen to want to take a little bit, have some sangria, it's good for you. Let's see. Masa said, I got stationed in Korea. Those guys made me drink. Oh, soju. I tried soju. I like the OB beer. I'm mostly a beer drinker, Masa. So the OB, I never really, I would drink, I think I drank it maybe 2 or 3 times because I was in Korea also. I was stationed in at Osan there from 1984 to 1985. I was a staff sergeant. I made tech sergeant while I was over in. Uh, did I make tech? No, I was still a staff. I was still a staff. Yeah, I didn't make tech until after I got married. So that was. Masa said same base, nice. Um, I bet we stayed in the same. Well, I stayed in the civil engineering dorm. Actually, I lived off base for a little bit, and I floated back off base, on base, and stuff like that. Osan was unique. Once you got used to the smell, right? As soon as you get off of the airplane, boom, the smell of the rice fields there. I was back. I was there in the summer of '84. We had two U2. Remember the U2s that were there in the hangar that weren't supposed to be there? You didn't cross that red line. Did you know about the red line? I know where EOD. I remember EOD being there. And man, they were busy too. We had the U2s that would take off. The U2 would take off every morning to make a run across the south side of the DMZ, painting inside, and they go up to Skivvy 9. I think it used to be Skivvy 9. Yeah, it was smelly, but remind me what we. Oh yeah, that's true. Yes, it did. Yes, that was a very unique experience. I went there. That was a quick turnaround there. My wife flew. Yep, you're fighting for the family and stuff like that. I liked it. There was a year because I knew I was going to go home in a year, so I didn't mind it. I enjoyed it. I met we had some good people there in the fire department. I had a little bump in the road at the tail end with the fire chief. He thought I was being disrespectful, and I got called. It's sort of like I got called in the principal's office and stuff like that. He was trying to scare me to kiss his ass, and I wouldn't kiss it. I said, "Well, you can do whatever you want, chief." I was working inspections, fire inspector. He says, "You still want the 8-hour job as a fire inspector?" And I'm looking over my supervisor. So you going to help me here? It's like because I had the chief, the deputy chief, and my assistant chief of tech services. It was just like, and I said, "What did I do?" Okay, I mouthed off to him a little bit. He didn't like that. Did you ever fall down from the pressure from the fire hose? No, I did not, Big Juice. No, I know how to handle a hose. As far as I could, I know how to. We had the big fire truck over there, the P-15. I used to drive and crew chief that. I was a crew chief in a station. They had when I was there because it was a 1-year tour. You had rotational station captains, so I was a station captain for a couple months over there. And then I went into inspections because I was certified a fire inspector, and I liked it. And but I was a fire prevention 1984. I guess I was doing the frying pan cooking demonstration, and I was just standing there. And the chief, I'm just looking at some stuff, and the chief comes over and he says real sarcastically, "Are you going to do a presentation, Sergeant Roberts?" And I go, "Yeah, in due time, there, fire due time, chief." And I guess it's just the way I said it, because it was on a Friday, and then Monday morning, right after roll call, I remember getting called in. I'm sitting there. I mean, I was like, "Is this happening?" I mean, I was like a straight arrow and stuff like that, but he was really anal about being above you. He was one of the worst fire chiefs I had. All the rest were great. I had great. This guy was he was in it. The thing of it is, a couple years later, he ended up getting tagged. Him and his wife were investigated, and they found that they were black marketing stuff from the BX. Not this nickel and dime. Okay, I need an extra $20. I'll take a bottle downtown and get $20. You spend $5 for a bottle of booze and take it downtown for 20. I did that once or twice. You need a little extra, it got you through the evening as far as going out drinking and stuff. But we're talking thousands of dollars as far as that goes. Masa, Rich, I'm at the age where I can come back and serve and also not do that. Should I fight Russia and China because they are supposed to invade? No, they're not going to invade. If you want to go back, but if you got a family, I would suggest not. Because I ended up getting married after I got back from Korea. I was stationed up at Griffiths Air Force Base here north outside of Syracuse in Rome, New York. And I met the wife, got married. And once you get married and you have kids, It was the second. I spent 20 years, and if I got married in the first after I got in, first went in, I don't think I would have made it 20 years. And let's see. Hey, Glick, nonsensical nonsense or nonsensical network there. How you doing, Glick? Good morning. I'm coming in, and first thing I hear, I can handle the hose. I'm a fireman, a firefighter. So anyway, good morning to you, my friend. Good morning. Happy Friday. Yeah, you just get through your day job there, Glick, and you'll be good. You'll be good to go. And Masa says, I'm not married and don't have kids, so I guess I will fight again. Just be careful. If you go back, I know what EOD does, and you got to. I know you guys are careful, but you guys are some bad. I consider you, along with the pararescue guys, the badasses of the Air Force. I say pararescue, and you know what pararescue is. So I'm putting you in with the pararescue guys because you guys handle. I remember out when I was at McConnell, the EO day, we had an incident out on the flight line where one of the Mark 42s. The big bombs there, they were loading them up on the B-1s. One of them came off the flatbed. It wasn't armed, luckily. Okay, but EOD, the procedure was EOD had to go out and make sure it was safe and stuff. You guys go in there when the freaking God bless you, as far as that goes. Tina saying good morning to Glick, and Big Jew says you should put a bird feeder in that window, Rich. Birds would knock on your window. There's a bird feeder right outside that window. I thought about putting a camera over there, like our good friend Liam. He's on right now. Jim Figerty. He's over there in Ireland. He does the bird thing. Okay, so National Sangria is our national day, and let's see. Yesterday I mentioned we did the audio podcast. Massa said we had a guy drive into a gate one time, and let me put this up here for Massa. He's telling us a story. We had a guy that ran into a gate one time, and we lit it up with a cargo. I had to crawl into the Jeep. It was filled with rice. Jeez. Yeah. There's rice everywhere there in Korea. My God. It's something. What year were you over in Osan? Probably after I got out, because I'm an old delusional man, right, Glick? See, I can still use that. I think we use that for content. Okay. But the audio podcast yesterday, we talked about leopard population has nearly tripled in the world's largest conservational area. It's over there in the country of Zimbabwe. It's called Kafa's National Park. It's 3 times the size of Massachusetts, and the leopards are they're doing better. They're still, I guess they're endangered still, but they are making a comeback and stuff like that. So we talked about that yesterday on Spotify for podcasters, and incidentally, this particular broadcast, again, I say it every broadcast, live stream broadcast, is also being repurposed over there on Spotify for creators on an audio pod, as far as that goes, and we like doing that. As far as we got that from our good friend Glick on Nonsensical Network. They were doing it, and I tried it a couple of times. It's like, oh, okay, too much. It's not really that much work once you get the workflow going. So that's a page out of the Nonsensical Network repurposing their and there's other podcasters that are doing it. So the people that are listening on the audio pod for this Friday morning coffee, thank you very much. We get some we usually get anywhere from 5 to 10 listens on and so I don't know if they're listening to a whole 2 hours, if I'm on 2 hours and stuff. Glick and his band of ruffians over there on the Nonsensical Network, they Saturday nights they go like 6 hours. It's like, oh man, but as long as you're having fun, and they do a lot of broadcasts over there, and like Tony, he does his broadcast. So, and Michael Bathurst does his. So it's fun. It's fun stuff, and that's one of the main reasons why I keep on doing this. You know, gives me purpose of doing something, and I get enjoyment out of this as far as hooking up with you folks and sort of crossing your path here on these interwebs. Let's see. Okay, we're at an ad break right now, so we're going to wait on the. We're going to wait. Well, I can get it set up, I guess. We're going to be doing 100 years ago. We have that. And you're here, Steve, so you can listen to it. You don't have to watch it on the replay. Let's see. Let me just do a double check here. We've got 8 people over on X Live. Thank you very much. Recognizing those folks that are watching over on X Live. We have 3 people on Rumble, 1 person on Locals, 1 person on YouTube, 6 people on Twitch. Thank you very much. Nonsensical Network. What do you got, Glick? Hey, what do I know about being delusional, old man? I'm just a riff-raff knucklehead. Okay, you knucklehead. Good to have you here, Glick. Glad to have you spending a little time with us here this morning. So, are you locked up in the closet because it's cold out there at work? Get away from all the munchkins there out on the. And Glick is he's working and stuff like that. Let's see. I just got 1 minute ads for Amazon. Haha. I'll be back. Okay. Yeah, we got the ads going over there and ads on Rumble and stuff like that. Hey, I want to monetize a little bit. So, you know, if you do watch the ads, I appreciate it. Okay. I can wait too. I'm not in no hurry. I'm not going to, you guys in the audience and stuff like that. And let's see. So we're caught up there. Okay. Glick is our 1 person on YouTube then. Okay. Thank you for being on the YouTube, Glick. Let's see here. We're going to do 100 years ago. Big Juice says, I've seen enough ads for Christmas. Yeah. I really haven't. I don't know. I'm used to watching commercials and ads and stuff like that. It's how you look at it and stuff. They're not that much of a nuisance. Well, that's just me. Okay. I know there's people they're you know, it's whatever, but I do appreciate you guys watching. It gives a little ching to where I can invest it back into the broadcast, be it buy a phone card for my phone when I broadcast on, or materials there to bring in content. Let's see. Glick says, not yet. I'm driving. Oh, you're currently driving. Okay, 2 hands on the wheel, my friend. Let's see. I'm driving in current, but when I get there, I'll be hiding till quitting time. That's the regular Friday thing, right? Yeah. As long as it buys you coffee. Yeah, it buys me the coffee. Okay. That's a good, yeah, Mazza, it is. If you watch, I do get coffee. We ended up buying, we have it on the counter for Christmas, some 1775 coffee. So this is what, when you guys watch the commercials and I get the little chump change, as it's often called, it's a $50 bill every 3 months sitting on the floor. I'm not going to, you're going to walk by a $50 bill every 3 months, 4 months. I buy this. This stuff is like $20, $25 a bag. So this is the first bag I bought on Rumble. This isn't a commercial, okay? I'm just showing you when you watch the commercials, this is what you're buying me, a cup of coffee. So I got a bag of this sitting on the counter right now. This is great coffee. You also, when I buy some coffee, I get this coffee. So you do buy me a cup of coffee. So just to let you know, when you're watching those commercials, I appreciate it because you're buying me a cup of coffee, okay? And is it a pound? Yeah, this is a pound. It's expensive. This is like $20, $25. And what really gets me, you spend like $8 for shipping because it's directly from Rumble. So that's the only bad part about it. Or else if I go into the store and I buy a pound, it's 20. I think Death Wish is down to $17 a pound as far as that goes. So it does buy me coffee, Massa. Thank you for bringing that up. That was a great comment there. One bag equals one death for a filthy British guy. Yeah. 17. Yeah, that's just a Rumble thing. 1775 coffee is a Rumble product. Okay. I used to do some commercials here, but I can't. Let's see. What do I have to be up to now for commercials? I got to have at least 25 to 30. I have to have at least 33 to do a 1775 commercial, a read ad. We're not going to get that high. We're at 15. We're at 15. Wow. But that's okay. That's no biggie. That is no biggie at all. But I do appreciate it. Let's get to 100 years ago here. I'm getting sidetracked here. You guys are sidetracking me. Let's get to 100 years ago. Let's see. Let's set this up. Because then I got to get more coffee because I'm almost empty. Let's see here. Text. Let's get rid of that. No, we don't want that. We want something different. How many pots of coffees do you get from a bag? I don't know. How many pots of coffees do we get from a bag of 1775 coffee?
Maybe
5. The missus says 5 or 6.
At least 5.
Yeah, at least 5 pots. So it's a little expensive. Coffee is generally expensive anyway in the store, as far as that goes. So that it's good coffee. Glick, go to if you haven't tried this coffee. This coffee is grounded here in New York State. It's called Death Wish. You can buy it in the grocery store for $17 a pound. Try this coffee. If you drink your coffee black, this coffee is great. Okay, this is my favorite coffee. It's a company that's here in New York. It's up in Round Lake, New York, just north of Albany and the Albany area here in New York, the capital. It's Schenectady. It's just north there. It's an area called Round Lake. Really nice area. They ground the beans there. They're a good bunch of guys. I used to talk to them when I was on Periscope. They used to have a Periscope program and stuff like that. So I used to chat with them a lot and stuff like that. I was a fellow New Yorker. This stuff, since I've been on Rumble Studio and they're starting to branch out, this stuff is from Rumble. Okay, you can see the Rumble name right here. There's Rumble. It says Rumble right there. It's a Rumble product, okay? And that goes to show you Rumble has their own coffee. That's high-end, folks. Rumble is doing it. You know, unlike some of the other platforms. They're good platforms, but I like Rumble. Rumble is where it's at. It's happening. So Mrs. is always, you're always right.
I'm always right?
You're always right.
Remember that.
Yeah, I got to remember that. Thank you, Mazza. You horses. No, I'm just kidding. No, but it's good coffee. I do enjoy it. And black coffee, the Death Wish, the first time I drank it, there's no aftertaste. I just drink my coffee black. And 1775 is and it's got a kick in it. It's got a good kick of caffeine in it. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. I'm jawing around here too much here. So let's get this done. 100 years ago with Roger Luther. As far as that goes, let me shut this down and we'll see what Roger Luther has to say for 100 years ago as of December 18th. That's that 18th. That's what I had on today's title, but I changed it. Okay, folks, stand by here. Let's see what this, we'll get this cranking here.
And tonight we continue our segment on sharing some of Broome County's past. A warning to watch out for pickpockets, plus 2 neighbors arrested over ducks. Broome County historian Roger Luther has this story and more in tonight's installment of 100 Years Ago Today, brought to you by Broome County Recycles.
100 years ago today, construction work on the Daniel S. Dickinson School is nearly done. The building should be ready for use in February. A large new addition is being built for the Gotham Shoe Manufacturing Company at 129 Park Avenue. Federal agents raided a farmhouse in West Colesville yesterday and confiscated a moonshine still and several bottles of distilled spirits. Two neighbors were arrested near Lake Avenue and Emma Street yesterday. One was charged with killing her neighbor's duck, and the owner of the duck was arrested and charged with calling her vile names. And finally, it's the holiday season. Binghamton's chief of police today issued a warning to all Christmas shoppers to watch out for pickpockets. That was the news 100 years ago.
Watch out for the pickpockets. Murder. Yeah, there was a murder 100 years ago. Oh my God. Let's check this out. Yeah, we had two neighbors arrested near Lake Ave and Emma Street. I don't know where that's at in Binghamton. Binghamton is about a 25, 30-minute drive to the east of us. One was charged with killing the neighbor's duck. Oh. And then the owner of the duck was arrested and charged with calling her vile names. Oh my God. They probably wanted the duck to eat it. Why would you kill a duck back then? And the big one is federal agents were in the local area. They confiscate the moonshine. And then you got to watch out for those pickpocketers. I like what they said. A large new addition was built for Gotham shoe manufacturing. See, they used to make shoes here in the southern tier. You had EJ's, Endicott Johnson shoes, and this Gotham, I think they were before Endicott Johnson. So duck, goose. The Duck War of 224. Yeah, there we go. Oh, not the dog? No, Tina, not the dog. Murderer. They murdered the duck. But watch out for those pickpockets. It's Christmas time. Oh, that's something. 100 years ago. I like that, Roger. That was a fun. Well, I feel sorry for the duck. We're remembering a duck 100 years ago. Or we're remembering a duck 100 years later. Did she steal any duck sauce? Oh, come on, Tina, be nice. Jeez Louise, duck sauce. Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take a little break here. Big Juice. Hey, stealing a coin back then was somebody's whole pay. Yes, exactly. A quarter. That was a whole paycheck. Exactly, Big Juice. That's a good point. All right, folks, I'm going to go ahead and take a break here and refresh my coffee and such. And let's see. Okay, Tin, you got to go? Okay, no problem. Yeah. I don't see. I don't think Hal's not doing Twitch anymore, right? So where's he at today? Hal Massa. He's no, he doesn't do the Twitch anymore. But is he broadcasting? Oh, YouTube. He's on the YouTube. Okay, Hal Massa on YouTube. Okay. When I get back, we'll check to see where he is at, or Facebook, YouTube and Facebook. Okay. All right, Tina. Ciao for now. All right, folks that are in the audience still, I'm going to be taking a little bit of a break, and we'll be right back as far as that goes. And I got to get some more. Let's see. What's the coffee situation here? I will be right back. we're back. And we're back. Thank you for being here. Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich here on Rumble Studios, broadcasting out to the folks that are on Rumble, Locals, YouTube, Twitch, and X Live. So thank you for you all being here, and for those that are still with us, thank you for hanging out while I took care of some things. I got a second cup of coffee here. This is regular coffee. It's not the good stuff. We'll be drinking the good stuff next week. Okay, and let's see. We had Big Juice while we're gone. He was giving us the emojis there on the music. Thank you, Big Juice. God, that coffee's good. But at Fireman Rich over there on X, for those folks that are watching this on the replay, as well as people listening on the audio pod that we repurpose over on Spotify for creators. And let's see, the rest of history on this day. We'll finish up with the history here. Let's see what we got. You know what? I'm going to try something here. Let's try something. Oh, I can't do that. It won't work. That won't work because it'll reverb back. Oh, unless, no, I don't want to do that. Let me see something here. I'm going to try something here. Not going to do this all the time, but let's see if this will work. Let's see if I squash that and I bring up Gemini. Gemini is, I was playing around with this yesterday. Testing 1, 2, 3. No, that's not going to work. I gotta. Okay, let's try. Oh. Okay, clear that out. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. Testing 1, 2, 3. Shouldn't have anything up. Let's see. Testing 1, 2. I guess that's not going to work. I just tried something here, folks. It should have. Let me get my phone out of the carrier here. Testing 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is the phone. How come the phone? Oh, let's see here. Let's see. We got everybody on there. No, that's not going to be okay. So we got. Well, I shut it down. Let's see if we can do this here. Let's see. Stand by. Let's see what we got. Why? If I'm not broadcasting. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. I don't know why that's on there then. Let's see. Let me shut this off for a minute and we'll restart the phone. I'm going to try something on the phone here. Let's see. But let's see, on this day in 1803, the Louisiana Purchase from France was signed in New Orleans on this day. And happy birthday to musician and composer Alan Parsons. He was born in 1948. Alan Parsons Project, a great music there from Alan Parsons. I liked Alan Parsons. On this day in 1963, the Berlin Wall was opened for the first time to Western Berlins, who were allowed to one-day visit to relatives in Eastern Sector for the holidays. We were stationed in Italy, me and the missus, back late 80s and early 91 there. The Berlin Wall came down. And in 1995, NATO began peacekeeping mission in Bosnia. And let's see, the first, we won't go there. Let's see, let me try this again. I want to bring something up and try something. There's Jack. Jack is joining us, looking out the cat window. How you doing there, Jack? Jack, you doing okay? Huh? Give me a kissy kiss. Okay, I'll leave you alone. And let's see. Did my phone come on? Okay, we got to turn the phone back on. And if this broadcasts while I'm using the phone, there's something wrong with my phone, I think. Okay, the AP side says Louisiana purchase on this day. We already talked about that one. So what I got here on this phone is the app called Gemini, and that's you've been seeing that, and you were talking about commercials, the Android phone commercials. They have the new thing about Gemini. And let's see, also on this date, it was 1946, a classical holiday film, It's a Wonderful Life, premiered at the Globe Theater down there in New York City. And that's a classic movie. Okay, let's see what this works now. Because I usually have the Rumble on here, but I have that app off right now. So, but I want to restart it because I think it was still sitting in the background. Okay, so let's go to this. This is the Gemini app. Let's see. Am I still broadcasting? Let's see. Hang on. We're testing something here as a. Gotta make sure I got the volume. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the Rumble app was in the background. I shut it off and I restart my phone. This is my phone. This is the Samsung A23A 5G, a great phone. It's nothing fancy, but it gets the job done. It's a very good phone. And I got, what is it? Let's see. Okay. So this is Gemini right here that I have. And let's go ahead and see what Gemini is doing here. Gemini, good morning.
Good morning to you too. How can I help you start your day?
Well, we'd like to know what happened on this day in history, please.
Okay, let's look back at December 20th. One of the biggest events was the discovery of radium in 1898. Imagine scientists Marie and Pierre Curie were working with another radioactive element they'd discovered, called polonium, when they stumbled upon radium. This amazing discovery would later help treat cancer.
Was there anything else on this day in history?
Absolutely. There's plenty more that happened on December 20th throughout history. For example, in 1860, South Carolina became the first state to secede from the United States, which eventually led to the Civil War. And on a lighter note, in 1956, the Montgomery bus boycott finally ended after the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that segregation on public buses was unconstitutional.
Very good. We thank you. Do you live stream at all, Gemini?
Hey, thanks for asking. I don't actually live stream, but I can find some live streams for you if you'd like. What kind of live stream were you thinking about?
Well, we're currently on the Fireman Rich morning broadcast, morning coffee broadcast on Rumble Studios. That's one that we're watching.
Sounds like you're enjoying the show. Do you want to talk about it, or would you prefer to find something different to watch?
Well, that is my top preference because I'm actually live streaming now, but thank you for the suggestions. We're going to transfer over to sports. What are the top NFL teams to make the playoffs this year?
Well, the Chiefs and Bills look like strong contenders again this year, but the Steelers are also having a great season so far. Houston's had a fantastic turnaround too, so they're definitely ones to watch. You could also keep an eye on the Ravens, Broncos, and Chargers. They're all still in the mix. How about the NFC? Any teams there you're interested in?
What's the chances of the Philadelphia Eagles making it to the Super Bowl?
The Eagles have a really good shot at making it to the Super Bowl this year. Their odds are around 17%, which are some of the best in the league. They've got a strong team, and they're playing well right now.
Okay, how about in the AFC? What are the chances of the Buffalo Bills making it to the playoffs? That's the team I like most.
The Bills have a really good chance to make the playoffs. Their odds are around 99%. They're currently leading their division and have a strong team.
Okay, let's switch it over to NBA. Do you like the NBA?
Yeah, I follow the NBA. It's really exciting this year, with LeBron James chasing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's all-time scoring record. How about you? Who's your favorite team?
My favorite team are the Boston Celtics.
The Celtics have a great team this year. Tatum and Brown are such a strong duo. Do you think they've got what it takes to win it all?
I think so. They're still the same team as they were last year. How about the New York Knicks? How are they doing this year?
The Knicks have been a lot better this year. They made some smart moves in the offseason, and Jalen Brunson's been a great addition.
Yes.
It'll be interesting to see how they match up.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about the Knicks. How about their chance?
Okay. Are you still there, Gemini?
Yeah, I'm still here. The Knicks have a really good chance of making the playoffs this year. Their odds are around 99%. They're currently 4th in their conference and playing solid ball.
How about the Brooklyn Nets? How are they doing?
The Nets have had a bit of an up and down season so far. Kyrie Irving's been traded, so that's definitely changed things for them. Kevin Durant's still there, though, and he's a force to be reckoned with. They've got a shot at making the playoffs, but it'll be a battle.
Okay, how about in the Western Conference for the NBA? What's your top picks in the Western Conference?
The Western Conference is stacked this year, but the Denver Nuggets are looking really strong. They've got Jokic, Murray's back, and they're playing great team ball. The Phoenix Suns are always dangerous with Durant and Booker, and the Clippers are contenders too, if they can stay healthy. You could also keep an eye on the Lakers. LeBron's still got it, and adding Westbrook could be a game changer for them.
Yeah, Lakers, though, they're not even in the top 15, along with the Clippers and Nuggets. They're not even in the top 3 or 4. Do you have anything to say about the Thunder, Grizzlies, or Rockets?
The Thunder, Grizzlies, and Rockets are all having really solid seasons. The Thunder are young and super fun to watch. The Grizzlies are tough and gritty, and the Rockets have some serious firepower. It's going to be close, but I think the Thunder have a slight edge to make a playoff push this year.
Okay. See that we have you here on the live stream, which I greatly appreciate it. What's the top news item this morning that's being presented?
It sounds like the biggest story this morning is the government shutdown. The House of Representatives rejected a spending bill that would have kept the government open, so now there's a real possibility things will shut down.
What's the latest on the drone issue down there in New Jersey? Any updated news on that front?
There's no new information on the drones in New Jersey yet. It's still a bit of a mystery, but the FAA has banned drones from flying over a bunch of towns there just to be safe. Do you want to hear more about the government shutdown instead?
No, that's all. I just wanted to cover, just touch a little bit about it. I really appreciate you being on the Friday morning coffee here on Rumble Studios, and I thank you for your contributions here to the broadcast. You have a great morning, and thank you very much. We'll talk to you later. Ciao for now.
Anytime. Let me know if anything else comes up. Have a great morning.
And that was Gemini. I was talking to Gemini. It's sort of like almost like remember Alexis? Oh, we don't have it plugged in. We have an Alexis dot out in the living room. But X has Gronk. I'm liking the Gemini because you can actually have a conversation for the most part. So the AI, if you want information like that, it's right there. And that's an app I downloaded on the phone here, and it works out quite well. So the only thing is, this is the first time I've ever used it. I have to shut off Rumble to be able to use it because or else we'll get feedback on that. So let me fire the Rumble back up here. So I have a second, but that's not that bad as far as doing that. So Kitty Coolmate, yeah, Kitty, yeah, that's Jack. Hi, Jack. How you doing? Huh? Oh, be nice. There you go. He's the senior of the cast. So there's our history and sports report there as far as that goes. NFL action last night, though. The Chargers lost to the who did they play? Who did they play? Oh, no, Denver. Denver lost to the Chargers 34-27. So that was a football game starting this week 16. And I picked the Broncos. So I'm already behind. This week, we got Texans and Chiefs on Sunday, Steelers and Ravens. That should be the one good game right there, Steelers and Ravens. I think I picked the Ravens on that one. Giants and Falcons, then the Lions and Bears. That could be another good game at 1 o'clock Sunday. Cardinals and Panthers, Rams and Jets, Eagles and Commanders. That's a good divisional game right there. The Battle of Cincinnati, or Battle of Ohio, Cleveland Browns and Bengals. I'm picking the Bengals. Sorry, Steve. Cleveland, they're like the New York Jets. They suck. Titans and Colts, that's an okay game. Vikings and Seahawks, going into the 4 o'clock games. Panthers and Bills. Bills should win. Patriots, I should say. Patriots are going into Orchard Park there. And let's see. Jaguars and Las Vegas Raiders there, 49ers and Dolphins. That could be an interesting game at 4:25. Buccaneers and Cowboys on the Sunday night game, and the Monday night game is Saints and Packers. Packers should win that. So that's the Week 16 lineup there as far as that goes, folks, on the football side of the house. And we're doing pretty good. Is that pretty neat as far as having Gemini? That was pretty cool. First time I've done that. That's pretty neat. Pretty neat stuff. Let me check something on the other tube here. As far as we don't have. Okay. Be careful with the okay. I should have that. I should have had that up. I have on the other box. The chat is running on the other box there. Okay, it was cool. Oh, you like? Oh, that was cool. The Gemini, yeah, that's something. It's. I guess you can download the app, but I guess they're highlighting it in the commercials here in the United States, Rogue. As far as that's, you can have a conversation, as far as that goes. Now, X does have Grok, which is, it's a search engine, if you will, as far as that goes. And appreciate the 8 folks that are on X Live. Thank you very much. We have 3 people on Rumble, 1 person on Locals, and 1 person on YouTube. 3 people here on or on Twitch, as far as that goes. We have 8 people total, plus the 8 people. So we got 15 people. Thank you very much. That's I couldn't ask more. Let's see on the. I just want to highlight Grox ended up saying about what was in the news about the government shutdown. Well, they were trying to pass a bill yesterday, a stop loss or something for the bill. And what had happened, it didn't get passed. But the original bill, just to touch base on it, to give you an idea, the bureaucracy that governments will do. The original bill, let's see, we got a comment there. The original bill that was going through the House of Representatives, let me give you an idea of what it looked like. This is Elon Musk tweeted this out, and you can see on the left. Oh, let's see. I didn't bring it up here. You can see on the left, that's the original bill. Look how high that is. That's the original bill. They scrapped that, and then yesterday they voted on the bill. Yes, that's on the right. It's scaled down to extend the government spending as far as that goes. So that's the difference. It did get passed because there's people that they want their piece of the pie. The one on the left, that's a lot of extra money that taxpayers here in the United States are spending that they don't really need to spend. Like, what was one of the things? They wanted millions of dollars to see the effect of analyzing molasses or something like that. It's like, really? You know, is that what my taxpayer money is going towards? So, oh, what happened there? I got to start my camera. There's a camera. So that was the bill. I posted that over my X feed at Fireman Rich. What else did we have over there? We had some articles. Let's see. What's that one? Oh, that's, I got to go on my. We had some articles yesterday concerning, I guess, Amazon. Amazon is, this is over on the Center Square. I'm getting most of my news now from Center Square. And Amazon seems like they're going to be going on strike. And one of the things I heard on the news was, oh, this is similar to, you know, the president can intervene, and just like President Reagan did during the airliners strike. And but this particular article here from Center Square talks about Amazon workers launch a historical strike just before Christmas. Well, the president, this is a private company, so they can strike. I don't know. I'm not really particularly fond of unions, but in this case, the Teamsters Union announced an Amazon work strike beginning 6 a.m. yesterday, as Amazon is in overdrive shipping and delivering for Christmas. The Teamsters said that they have 10,000 workers in their ranks through Amazon, though Amazon boasts about 1.5 million in the United States. The same Amazon ignored a Sunday deadline responding to a demand of higher wages, benefits, and safety conditions, which is usually the standard when somebody's going on strike. If your package is delayed during the holidays, you can blame Amazon. Instability, greed, Teamsters General President Sean M. O'Brien said, "We gave Amazon a clear deadline to come to the table and do right by our members. They ignored it." Amazon was reportedly said they do not expect delays. Okay, so there's only 10,000 people that are in the union, from what the Teamsters president was saying here, and there's 1.5 million employees. Do the math. The packages are still going to be delivered, folks. For more than a year now, Teamsters have continued to intentionally mislead the public, claiming that they represent thousands of Amazon employees and drivers. Amazon spokesman Kelly Nantel said in a statement on media outlets. They don't, and this is another attempt to push a false narrative. The Teamsters said workers in Atlanta, New York City, San Francisco, South Carolina, Skokie, wherever that is, Illinois, will join the strike, and that other facilities are prepared to join. So I don't think so. If I'm not in a union and I need to get a paycheck, I'm working. The union said local Teamsters unions are also set to picket lines at hundreds of shipping sites around the country. These greedy executives have had every chance to show decency and respect for people who make their obscene profits possible, and said, well, my take is, let's see, go back here. My take is, and I talk to these Amazon drivers when they deliver. I say, how do you like the job? They love it. I'm making a good check. I'm working hard and stuff. I've never came across, and I haven't seen anything in news other than, you know, a news thing. So, or a news item on the internet, as far as an article, like I just read from the Center Square, which is a good news outlet. They got a lot of good stuff over there. Let's see what we got. House rejects rejects the stopgap bill, threatening a government shutdown. We'll see what happens. But we're going into the holiday season, so they got a little bit. So that's an article I was looking at over on that particular page, and pretty interesting stuff. Let's see. What else do I got on my Twitter page here? Oh, here's an article right here from Center Square. That was briefly mentioned yesterday. And let me bring this up here. Let's see, is that going to come up? Yeah, there it is. Have you heard about this article or this subject? The North Giant Hornet. Remember these hornets? They're freaking huge. Look at the size of that sucker on an apple. An apple can fit in your hand. So that freaking hornet is the size of your thumb, basically. And let's see what happened here. Hang on. I've got to get this article here in the read tab. The northern giant hornet officially eradicated from Washington state. They had some problems. You don't want to get stung by one of these suckers. If you get stung by 3 or 4 of these, I think you're going to die. But it's official. The invasion of the northern giant hornet has been declared eradicated from Washington state. I am absolutely honored to announce that the last trap was removed on December 5th with no additional findings since 2021, reaching a threshold 3-year mark. Steve Eric Spencer, Pest Program Manager with the Washington State Department of Agriculture, said Wednesday morning in a news conference. And now we can officially say that eradication has been achieved, and it's significant. It's a significant victory for everyone who's involved. According to the WSDA, Washington must go 3 years without detection to meet the regulatory definition of eradication. There have been no confirmed sites of the northern giant hornet, which came in from Japan, basically, or over in the Asian area. Previously known as the Asian giant hornet, or the more colorful murder hornet, since last summer of 2021, when 4 nests were found and destroyed in northern Washington state along the Canadian border. So maybe they might be, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about Canada. Native to temperate and tropical regions of East and Southeast Asia, including parts of China, India, Japan, and Sri Lanka. Vespa, whatever, was first, the hornet itself, they have a scientific name for it there, was first detected in the Pacific Northwest late 2019, coinciding with the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. So everybody stayed inside, so they were safe for the most part. Washington turned out to be well prepared for the arrival of the northern giant hornet, owing to a spat of attacks by northern giant hornets in China 2013, including many fatalities. It said that states in America, including Washington, developed a framework to respond to the possible introduction of insects into the United States. So this is a long-ass thing. So they eradicated, oh, I didn't want that. I wanted this. They eradicated that badass hornet. And let's see, what do we have? Tim Fan 40, all our food is made in labs now. Maybe. You don't think so? The missus right here having her breakfast, so it's not something I want to say. Good morning, Tim Fan 40. Rogue Fire, good job. Nasty looking bugs. Yeah, they are nasty. Well, I know you got some nasty little critters down there in Australia, Rogue. I've seen them enough of them on the nature shows that I watch on the TV here. Yeah, we have a few. What's the worst one in Australia that you would say? The worst insect? You know, that insect right there, that was a badass insect here in the United States when we had it. But right now the mosquitoes are the worst, I guess. If you go up to Maine, they got mosquitoes that are bigger than that hornet. But what would you say in Australia is the baddest? Probably a spider. I know there's a certain spider there that
nasty spiders there, they'll jump and attack you.
Yeah, that's what the missiles are saying. They got spiders over there will jump and attack you over in Australia. I mean, you could be living in the cities and you could have a snake crawling underneath your bed.
Shut up. Oh, no.
Yeah, as far as that goes. Okay, let's see. What else have we on the news here? I just want to. That's a news agency that I'm going to now. I'm posting a lot. The Center Square. They have some good articles on there. Some good general news articles, which I enjoy. And those are just an example of a couple there that I've talked about as far as that goes. And I'll be talking some more about them. I'm going to be using that source as far as that goes. Let's put this back on. Oh, the funnel web spider, I guess. Is that the one that jumps and attacks you? I guess, yeah. We've seen that's
I can't remember what the name of it was, but they'll.
yeah, that's what Rogue is saying. The funnel web spider is the nastiest down in Australia. Thank you, Rogue. Yeah, what's the nastiest after that hornet here in the probably
Up here in New York State, there's not too
what's
much.
that wasp that digs the tunnel into the ground?
Oh, the ground wasp? Like we have.
Oh yeah, ground wasp. They can be bad. They can be pretty bad.
Yeah, we have a nest of those.
And let's see. Glick says, I've tangled with them hornets before. They are badass. You have, Glick? Wow. Just a picture of them is scary to me as far as that goes. Yeah, we've got the ground hornets. They're small, but they can swarm. We had some right outside the door here. We had the guys were installing a new vent to our oil tank downstairs in the basement. And I guess they were just finishing up and they brushed some dirt. And I guess a whole bunch of them came out. They can be nasty. They're like maybe a tenth of the size of that hornet there. Rogue says let's see. Rogue says we have yellow jacket wasps. They're pretty bad. Yep, not native. I think they came from Asia. Okay, we have something like a yellow jacket wasp here. And let's see. Glick was saying when I lived in Charleston, the mosquitoes down there were as big as that Volts. I could believe that because I've seen you go up to Maine, they're just as big there, Glick. I remember years back, I went on a canoe trip up there in Maine, and the weekend. Well, let's just say there was a lot of beer and booze. So once you got drunk and stuff, you didn't worry about it. They didn't bother you as much because you didn't really care until you got back to the base and stuff. And the next day you sobered up and it's like, what the hell is that one? They were huge. I couldn't believe how big bugs can get big. They can get big and they're nasty little critters. Let's see. And Rogue Fire says we had fireflies in our yards when I lived in Queensland. Yeah, I imagine we get the fireflies, but they're not that big. I would imagine they're bigger.
Fireflies are harmless.
Glick used to work in pest control, so you probably see some shit there as far as that goes. Yeah, that's something. I don't know. Some of the critters you tangle with as a pest control person, it's just you better buy some extra life insurance, right, Glick?
What some human pests?
What's that?
What some human pests?
Oh, the human pests, yeah. Okay, let's see what else we got here in the news. Thanks for that interaction there from Rogue Fire from down under in Australia, and Glick, who's out there in Ohio. He's at work. He's probably locked in his office now to get away from it. I used to do that on Fridays when I was at work. I used to make myself scarce just to get through the day and stuff, as far as and you can do it, especially if you work at a place long enough and stuff. I've seen some wild yellow jackets nests that were underground. Yeah. Some so big you can see the ground move like it's breathing. Wow. Really? Oh, what about the fire ants that Allison told us about when they were down in Florida?
Oh, yeah, and the more tropical, yeah.
Yeah, the fire ants. They actually put. How did I seen a video? How they took care? They take a big pole that it throws out steam. They jam it down into the nest and they just blow it out with steam down in Florida. I've heard about those. It's like you don't want to mess with those fire ants. They're dangerous. And okay. Let's see. What do we got on Fox 40 here? Let's see what we got for news on Fox 40. And Glick says, yes, sir. I'm officially in hiding until 3:30. The missus laughing. I can relate to that, Glick, for some reason, even though I haven't worked for a year and a half. I can relate to that. That's good. I would come out. When I was at the day job, I got to the point where I locked myself. I would get a knock on the door and stuff. One of the guys that would work under me. They just say, "Hey, we need some help there, Rich. Can you help?" Yeah, okay, I help you out and stuff. I said, "Don't freaking bother me. It's Friday. I have my cup of coffee, and I was just like, I'm keeping busy, looking, acting like I'm busy, I guess." Yeah, I remember those days. Oh my God, just get through the day safe, Click, and then you're enjoying the weekend. Let's see what we got on the news here. Nothing on Fox. Oh, here's an article. I want to go over this article. That's right. IBM in Endicott. This is coming from our friends on WNBF. IBM was, and you've heard me mention this, that IBM, a big company, worldwide company, the birthplace of IBM was in Endicott. Oh, let's see. Click says, "Oh, don't get me started on the fire ants. They're nasty little SOBs." Yes, they are. Yeah, they're nasty. Yeah, I just hear them talk about them. I don't want to mess with them. Let's see. Let me bring this up about IBM here in Endicott, New York. There's history is being knocked down, I guess, in a manner of speaking. This is one of several buildings in Endicott, New York, the birthplace of IBM, that's going to be demolished here. As far as that goes, this is on WNBF News Radio. Just full disclosure, WNBF and all the other news that I read here, I have no association with. I'm just reading it. Many people won't believe it until they see it, but a date has been announced for the start of the demolition of the unused IBM buildings in Endicott. And these buildings, this building in particular, is right across the street from Building 41. I think this is Building 25. I used to work in these buildings. Matter of fact, that cross walk right there off to the left, just above the white truck, I used to walk there and then used to take a tunnel that went across the street here, North Street, over to the kitchen or over to the cafeteria. Let's see. I have a rule on Fridays. Don't look at, what did he say? Let me put this up. Glick says, I have a rule on Fridays. Don't look at it, don't touch it, and don't think about it, and everything will be fine. That's a good one, Glick. That's good. But this is one of the IBM buildings, and you can see it's old and decrepit. IBM, like I said, was a birthplace. I had the opportunity, and my father worked for IBM for 30 years. So when I got out of the service, my first job out of the Air Force, I only had 2 jobs. The day job, I don't talk about where that's at. I won't, probably for a couple of years because of certain things. But IBM, they're no longer here in the Southern Tier. The birthplace was in Endicott. They moved out, and I worked there for 9 years before I went to what I call the day job, where I worked for 17 years. But it's now called Here on Campus, and let's see. If I go down to this picture, it's now called Here on Campus. And this building that's right off to the left, that's the old clock building. This is North Street right here. And this is one of 3 buildings. This isn't that first building. This is the 3rd building coming up the street. But right across, there's several buildings they're going to demolish. Just Google IBM in Endicott, New York, and you'll see what I'm doing. But it's now called the Here on Campus. Okay. Chris Pelto, who manages the Here on Campus for Phoenix investors, said all the agencies that need to be given final approval for the project have now done so. Petro told WNBF News yesterday, the demolition project is to begin December 31st. The buildings along North Street, made up of once was the IBM sprawling manufacturing complex, the village, which is considered to many, and I say the same thing, quote, the birthplace of IBM. And here's another picture of one of the buildings, and you can see they haven't been kept up in years. I ended up leaving there. What was it? 2006, I think. I think it was 2006. I worked there from 1997 when I got out of the Air Force to 2006. So that was about 9 years. And then I went to my other job where I worked for 17 years and I retired. But I had the honor. My father worked at this plant. He was 30 years. He got to start out in Minnesota. IBM, he worked here and then he retired downstate at Sterling Forest plant in IBM. So this is one of the plants there. The structures will to be torn down are part of known as the old building group. These are the original buildings. They contain 550,000 square feet, and give you another picture of what it looks like. There's another picture of what one of the old buildings. This is the old buildings. There's fencing it off. All this used to be pretty. There used to be anywhere from 6,000 to 8,000 people that worked in these buildings at this plant. So a little bit of history. It's been a year since the state announced it would provide $6 million to help pay for the cost of removal of the crumbling IBM structures. Despite that funding, the State Historical Preservation Office demanded that a series of conditions be met before the demolition started. And the agency, let's see, there's a logo right there that's on the building. You don't get that type of mosaic anymore on buildings. The agency gave condition approval for the project last month, clearing a way for Golrick Construction of Binghamton to be to take down the buildings. One of the final matters that had to be addressed was the reconstruction of a tunnel that runs under North Street and McKinley Ave. The tunnel provides utility access to the Huron campus, and a few sections needed to be replaced. I used to walk under there daily to go to lunch. You'd be on the other side of North Street, and then you come over to that building that I was in the first picture, go downstairs and cross a tunnel to go under North Street to get over to the cafeteria. Endicott Mayor Nick Burlingame said the unused buildings had become a safety concern for the village and an eyesore. Petro is expressing relief that the demolition is about to begin. He said it's something he's been working on since 2008. The process of removing the old structures is expected to take about 4 to 6 months. Once they are gone, there will be 10 acres shovel-ready site on McKinley Avenue available for redevelopment. Petro said a couple of different possibilities are being constructed, but nothing had been finalized. He said the future of the site depends on the funding perspective. It's probably full. Yeah, there's a lot of asbestos in there. Rogue, yeah, you're absolutely right. These buildings that they're tearing down, they were built back in the 1920s. Okay, these are the original buildings. The current buildings that's on that building and it's North Street and to the east of McKinley. There's some buildings that are on the left, like Building 41. I think that's still going to be there. Building 18, the power plant, and then BAF Corporation is in one of the buildings there. You used to work in demolition, Rogue? Okay, yeah. But that right there is the old logo, the mosaic. That's one of the original buildings will have that mosaic on the side of the building, and they've touched it up. So a little bit of history here in the southern tier of New York is finally. But I was able to work there for 9 years. The first 6 years was good. I was actually IBM, and then the last 3 years IBM started pulling out, and the particular position I was in, it went contract. So, but I worked there at the plant for 9 years, but I was an official IBMer for 6 years. And then I went to the day job to do something else, which I keep on saying it. I call it the day job because I don't have a non-disclosure. I just don't want to talk about that job because there's there's some things going on there that I don't want to bring up and stuff like that. I don't want to bring attention to it, stuff like that, as far as that goes. But it was a good. I was very fortunate getting out of the Air Force to work there at IBM, and then for 17 years I went to the day job, as I call it, for because I was supposed to go to second shift when I first started working there, but for some reason, because of my qualifications and my job set, they kept me on first shift and stuff like that, and so that's why I call it the day job. I don't mention where I work. Maybe later on, maybe 10 years from now, I might say something, but I was gainfully employed the time I ended up getting on the Air Force after 20 years and then retiring at 65. And I did a lot of night shift work. Yeah, when I worked at IBM there, when I got hired there, I got hired in August of 1997 when I got out of the Air Force. I didn't officially retire from the Air Force until October 1st, but I was here in the Southern Tier with the family. We were settling into the house here. And I got hired as a one-year temp. And then 6 months into my one-year temp, the manager I worked for, he asked, what are you going to be doing, Rich? And I said, well, I'll work here and then I'll go down. There's a company in Owego there I can work for and stuff like that. Oh, no, here's an application. I want you to get on the, here's an application. We want you to get hired. So they wanted me to stay there, and it was manufacturing. It was great work. It was manufacturing in nature. The stuff I did in the day job more or less ran parallel to what I did in the Air Force, okay, in a manner of speaking, in some cases. But at IBM, it was fun. I learned the manufacturing process. I did making the computer boards, raw circuit boards. That's what they did there for Raytheon, Sun System Boards. There's a whole bunch of companies that had these big system boards back in. Sun Systems was a big contract there to make raw boards, and then we'd make them, and I test them, and then I got in the process of making them, and then testing them with components on, and the whole bit. It was really interesting work. It gave me a new a general perspective of the manufacturing process. So every time they mention, I had the quote of the day. I think yesterday was from Henry Ford, or the other day. So I can understand the manufacturing process, the assembly line that Henry Ford, it was the same. It's the same thing it's still the same, just a little more modernized as far as that goes. So interesting story there. Okay, what else do we have on WBNG here? That's the big story on there. Let's see. What do we got on Fox 40? We didn't have anything on Fox 40. What about My Hometown News? Let's see what's on the WEBO channel. Is there anything there? Still holding at 30 degrees. Are we taking a walk today?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We're going to.
Why, you don't want to?
No, we will. It's Friday. We have to. Let's see. What's in Tioga County?
I took a walk before we make cookies.
Oh, you're going to make cookies today?
Not
Okay.
today, no.
Oh.
This weekend.
Let's see. WNBF. Okay, we already did WNBF. WBNG. I'm not seeing anything. There's nothing really going on there. The Whale. What's happening on the Whale? Let's see. They're talking about the same things as WNBF. That's the AAL 99.1 FM. That's a classic rock channel here. Let's see. Channel 34. Nothing really there as far as on that. Oh, here we go. They got an article on the demolition of the buildings here. Here we go. Let's go to this one. This is an actual video on the demolition, so I'll give you some more insight of the IBM plant here. Let's see. Let me get this set up. Let's turn off the closed captions, turn on the volume, maximize it, and give it a go.
Years of delays, it's all systems go for demolition of old, dilapidated IBM buildings in Endicott. Some workers were on site today doing some initial preparation. At a meeting on Monday, the village board finalized a state environmental quality review of the plan to tear down the structures at the northeast corner of McKinley Avenue and North Street. The old factory buildings have been vacant for many years and have fallen into significant disrepair, with pieces of the facade falling off and the roofs caving in. Phoenix Investors, which owns the Huron campus, received a $6 million grant from the Restore New York program to help pay for the work. The project was complicated because of all of the underground tunnels and utilities that connect the 10-acre parcel to the remainder of the campus. Mayor Nick Burlingame says he's glad the end is near.
It's hard to see the history leave. These buildings meant a lot to our community, but it's time. It's time for a new chapter, and they were becoming a safety concern. And it's time. We're looking forward to a shovel-ready site, and we still have many historic IBM buildings in the village.
Another delay in the process was concerns by the State Historic Preservation Office. Some of the buildings predate not only IBM, but also Endicott Johnson. SHPO ultimately required that a photo documentation of the buildings be conducted to preserve their history online. Senior Vice President of Phoenix, Chris Pelto, says Gorick Construction plans to begin the demolition before the end of the year. Once completed, a large depression in the ground will remain to make the property ready for future development. Burlingame says it will be surrounded by a green mesh fence, grass, and landscaping.
So that gives you a different perspective. Those three buildings are on the east side of McKinley. You got McKinley going up right into Endicott, and then you got North Street. So, oh, what happened here? Okay. So that's the, will that fit across? I don't think that'll work. I can put it up in the cupboard daily, each night there. I had no
Well,
problem.
we gotta have it.
No, we can't put it up there.
Also, just get up there and get it.
Go ahead and put it out there. We'll just keep it observation.
No.
So we got some Christmas decorations we put out here in the dining room that the one of the cats will get to and stuff. So it's like, let's see. So that was on channel 34. So that gives you a perspective of the what's going on as far as that goes, and in Endicott, the birthplace of IBM. Oh, you had a look on Google Street, big place. Yes, a very big place, very big plant. You know, at one time, Rogue Fire, when you were looking on, when I first started working there, I would look at Google. They had that all blacked out because that plant was very important during World War II on some of the stuff that they did. They manufactured for the World War II war effort and stuff like that. So yeah, it's I was all over that plant for working at various jobs and stuff like that. It's a pretty historical site. Birthplace, Watson. Mr. Watson got IBM started there years ago and stuff like that. A lot of history. A lot of people don't realize that IBM started here in the southern tier at Endicott, New York. Yep, a lot of history. A lot of people employed there too. My father, he like I said, he worked 30 years. When he got out of the Navy after World War II, he started in Rochester, Minnesota. That's where he met my mother. And then I was born out in Minnesota along with my older brother. And then he moved out here to the southern tier to work at Endicott. He's originally from New York City, Brooklyn, and then when I was just before starting high school, he was transferred downstate to the Sterling Forest IBM facility. Worked 30 years, and then before he passed away, he knew I worked at IBM, and he was more proud of that than the 20 years I spent in the Air Force. It's sort of like a second generation person, family member going into the coal mines. So that's it for channel 34. I don't see anything else there. Let's see, what do we got for time? Let's see, we got time probably for one more. Let's see, WENY, what do we got over there? Oh, here's something. We got the minimum wage that is increasing here in New York State. Let's see what this is all about. We'll probably finish off with this article here. Did you hear about that?
What?
The minimum wage is going up in New York State?
Oh, wow. Not as much as inflation, but yeah, okay, good.
Yeah, exactly. Oh. Okay, we're back. It's just a unnecessary call. We'll call it that. Let me see. Minimum wage. We're trying to get to the minimum wage here as far as that goes. Let's see. For New York State, which I didn't know. I didn't know we were going to increase. Let's see what this is all about here.
Well, starting on January 1st, many New Yorkers might see a slight bump in their paychecks. That's because the state's minimum wage is set to increase to $15.50 for most of the state and $16.50 for New York City, Westchester, and Long Island. While that's only an increase of 50 cents an hour, the minimum wage represents roughly a $1,000 annual raise for someone working full time. Another 50-cent increase is set to go into effect in 2026. Then in 2027, a minimum wage increase will be considered annually based on consumer price index tied to inflation. Governor Kathy Hochul's office issuing a reminder about the raise today and said any minimum wage worker who does not see their paychecks increase should contact the State Department of Labor to file a complaint.
So the state minimum wage going up to $15.50. Wow. You know, when I got out of the Air Force working at IBM in Endicott, I was making minimum wage back then was like $6 something an hour. And what was I making? I was making $7.50 an hour. I was making about a buck more than minimum wage, and I thought that was great. I was living large, weren't we?
Well, yeah, because we figured we needed at least $7 an hour. We needed minimum wage to survive.
Yeah, we calculated when we were getting out of the service, you know, with what we were going to rent, but we ended up buying this house. Okay, we figured I had to make at least $7 an hour. We could have got by with minimum wage, but you know, I knew getting out of the Air Force, I wasn't going into a fire department job or anything like that because I was coming back here to rural New York. So the minimum wage since '97 went from $6.50, it's up to $15.50, and they were talking over $15 an hour minimum wage here in the United States. Was it almost 10 years ago? 10 years ago? Now it's 15, and it's still not enough. That's like a new car. A new car back in the day, when I first bought a car, you could pay $3,000 for a new car back when I was in high school, because used cars were like $500 or something like that. Now a used car is more than that, as far as that goes. Let's see, Rogue Fire talking about minimum wage. What's that? Minimum wage here for full time is 20 Aussie dollars. But when I started work, it was $20 a day. Let me see what 20 Aussie dollars is. Let's see. Oh, no, that's not it. Let me try this again. Let me get this. I don't know what the Australian dollar is. Let me see what the exchange rate is, just for the people that are listening. 25, Rich. $25. Is it 1-for-1? To US, $25 US. Oh, 25 Aussie dollars equals 15. Okay. Oh, okay. That's the minimum. So the minimum wage is 25 Aussie. No, I mean the minimum wage is 25 an hour. Yeah, that's 25 Aussie dollars, but that's in US dollars, the exchange rate, that's 15 US dollars, 15.53 US dollars. Because let's see, let me see, what's the exchange rate, 1-for-1? Let's see, 1 Aussie dollar. Let's see, what's 1 Aussie? Yeah, but here it's worth 25. Yeah, 25. So one US dollar equals 62. 1 Aussie dollar equals 62 cents in the US. It dropped a bit. It dropped from 65 to 62 here from last month. So it's like for $1 we get half an Aussie, or for 1 Aussie dollar we get it for 62 cents. We can get almost, it's a 2-for-1 in a manner of speaking. So that's interesting, but that's the cost of living and stuff like that as far as that goes. Yeah, but here it's worth 20. Okay, the 15. Okay, I see what you're saying. Our minimum wage in Australia is 25. Gotcha. Okay, I'm on board. We got that cleared up. I can't do math in the morning. You were quick on that. Rogue says, "Yep, it's good if you come visit. Double your money. Double your money. Yeah, that's good. Of course, it costs an arm and a leg to take a plane over to that side of the world. I know when I was in the Philippines, I'm glad I didn't have to pay for a plane ticket. Well, let's say going from New York to Hawaii one way is going to cost you close to $15,000 or $1,500. So a round trip is going to cost you about $3,000, unless you get some deal or something like that. So let's see, what do we got here? We got nothing there, nothing there, nothing there, nothing there, nothing on channel 12, nothing there. We talked about IBM. Let's see, anything else on WNBF that pops out at me? If I have an article that pops out, I'll present it. But I think we're done for all practical purposes and stuff. Let me see, what's the weather like out? Let's see, what do we got for weather right now? Still clear. Well, we got cloud. It's cloudy cover. That storm is still to the west of us. If you book early and go off season, you will get you get good deals there, Double J. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. And there's the weather right now currently here in the southern tier. Let's see, there's nothing there. After midnight here, just about time for bed. Okay, Rogue. Yeah, we're ending right now. As far as we're going to go ahead and exit stage right, and I appreciate you being here as that goes. And let's see, starting in the chat here at the beginning of the show, we're going to go ahead and exit stage right. I want to say thank you to Tina, our Jersey girl, for being here. Thank you very much. Thank you, Tony Tone, my brother veteran, good friend, and fellow broadcaster. Thank you, Masa 989, the dirty Air Force guy in Las Vegas there. Thank you very much. Thank you for your service also, my friend. Glad to have you here. And let's see, going down the list, we had Maza, Tina, Tony. Who came in next? Double J's. Thank you, Double J's, for being here. Greatly appreciate, my friend. Glad to have you here. Big Juice 59 coming in. Steve coming in from Ohio. Thank you very much. Rogue Fire, thank you very much. Thank you for being here, mate. Call you mate. And Nonsensical Nonsense, he's coming. The Glick there from Nonsensical Nonsense. Thank you very much for also being here, Glick. Greatly, I'm glad I kept you busy for a little bit, right? As you're holed up in your office there. Thank you for the thing. Make sure you guys watch the people that are watching this actually check out the Nonsensical Network. There's their X page, the Nonsensical Network, at Nonsensical Non 2 for our audio folks. That's what we have there for Glick. He has a whole host of shows going Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. He was on last night for I saw that we were watching our CBS shows, but I got the notification there, Glick, of your House of Music on Thursday. You had to switch from Tuesday to Thursday. He's usually on Tuesday, but they're what is it? What do you call it? Your the main show of the Nonsensical Network. Who was that? Who just followed me? Somebody just followed me. Oh, Scribbles YT followed. Thank you very much. We get the little heart here that you can see. Scribbles, thank you very much. On Saturday night, the Nonsensical Network gang get together and they have 6 hours of fun. Yo, Spaghetti-O, what's it going? Thank you very much. First time chatters, Scribbles. How you doing, Scribbles? We're just ending the broadcast here. Thank you for the follow and being here. But thank you, Glick, for being here. All you folks out there, check out the Nonsensical Network. They're a good bunch of guys. Give them some slack, okay? Because they talk about some really off-the-wall stuff, but they're funny. They're funny, and we enjoy them. What's that, Glick? Let's see. Tim Fan 40 was here also. Got to mention Tim Fan 40. And let's see, just to put it up here, Nonsensical Nonsense is the main event on the network, and that's Saturday nights. I've been on there. I'm a little leery because these guys are a great bunch of guys, okay? So they are funny and they're hilarious. They have the stamina to stay up for 6 hours. I don't know. I got to pop in. I keep on procrastinating, Glick, but I do have to come up on the broadcast here to say hi to you guys and stuff. But I'm sitting there watching you guys, and you have a full crew. So, I know I'm welcomed and stuff, and I appreciate that. But just to give you the love. And Scribbles, you seem like I try to be a nice guy. It's always good to be kind, Scribbles. It's always good. It's always good. We are a little rough around the edge. Oh, that's the word. That's yes. Okay, that's what I was looking at. They are a little rough around the edges, but they mean well, okay? They are a good bunch, okay? I remember the first time going up there, I said, God, they're going to eat me up for lunch. But they were very kind and considerate, and they're a good bunch of guys, so I give them a double thumbs up. So check out the Nonsensical Network. So thank you, Glick. Appreciate it, my friend. And I think that's it. Other than that, you all have a great one. And come up. I know I'm always welcome, Glick, okay? Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. But we're going to go ahead and exit stage right. And Scribble says we'll do. Yeah, be kind and stuff like that. See you, man. Yeah, okay, Scribbles. Thank you for the follow again. I appreciate it, really. But this is Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich, where you can follow me over there on X, that's where I post things. And yes, I was a firefighter. I retired now. You can see the little thing down here. It says keyword retired. And with that, you all have a great one wherever you may be on this big blue marble, as far as that goes. And we'll be talking to you. Have a great weekend. We made it to the weekend. So, Glick, when you get out, enjoy. We'll be talking to you and stuff like that, and all the other people there that are watching. I want to say thank you for the people that are listening over there on Spotify for creators. Greatly appreciate it. And you're an Aussie too. Okay, thank you, Australia. Australia always comes through for me. Rogue Fire, and we got Scribbles from Australia now. Thank you very much. All right, folks, you all have a great one. Live life, have fun. Ciao for now. As always, peace. Take care. And we are out of here.